I wanted to greet everybody who was here at the banquet and the surveyor training. I really wanted to be with you, but my mobility issues make it very difficult for me to travel. So I wanted to say hello to all of the surveyors and the invited guests and the wonderful staff from IMQ. Uh, I'm with you electronically and certainly in spirit, if not physically there. I started my journey with IMQ back in the mid 70s when I became part of the CALS process to survey hospitals with the Joint Commission. And I did that for 8.5 years. When I retired from clinical practice at the end of 85, I had to give it up. Well, I didn't have to give it up, but I was recruited to work for licensing and certification, and then I had to give it up because to do both would have been a conflict of interest. In joining licensing, it was a whole new experience for me. I was with the Los Angeles district office, and at that time, in the beginning of 1986, it's hard to realize, but we had over 130 licensed general acute care hospitals in the county alone. I used to go to meetings with other people from CMS and would tell them I could see more hospitals from my office window than were present in their state. It was really amazing. Naturally, there aren't that many anymore. All the small ones have closed and some of the larger ones have consolidated. I worked as training for surveyors, both for the state and with IMQ. When IMQ started surveying ambulatory care, they were partnered with AAAHC, and I participated in training surveyors with that joint program. When the program fell apart, I was with the small group that helped write the original standards for IMQ. And that was an interesting experience. You look at IMQ physicians as really advocates for safe and quality patient care and the protection of patient rights. For the nurses who are here in the audience, I'm sure they recognize the necessity for patient advocacy because it's part of the California Nurse Practice Act. In addition to registered nurses being responsible for assessment, developing, and providing patient care, they are also required by their act to be advocates for the patients. So the nurses are advocating for the patients, and the physicians of IMQ are advocating for the patients. When I retired, or the year I retired from the Department of Health Services after being there for a little over 17 years, IMQ surprised me at the annual surveyor training by not only presenting me with an award, but by naming that award for me with the intention that it would be given out in subsequent years to recognize a physician who promoted IMQ and who valued and stood for the principles that IMQ did. As I said, basically, they were physician evaluating patient care quality and safety and patient rights and patient advocacy. California is one of probably 3 highly regulated states, the other 2 being New York and Massachusetts. And it might surprise you to know that some states don't even have regulations for ambulatory surgery. So California has basically always been in the forefront of this. So this year's award, as the awards in the previous years, will be given to a physician who the selection committee feels exemplifies the principles of IMQ and the standards that IMQ tries to promote. He's an outstanding physician, and the biography or of that physician will be given by the chair of the IMQ Ambulatory Surgery Committee as the award is presented. I thank you very much for the opportunity of being able to speak with you. And again, I am really, really sorry that I can't be there in person, but please accept this as my desire to have all of you go forth as advocates for better and safer patient care. Thank you very much.